This woman right here did one of the most evil things a woman can do. What she did ruined the lives of 3 young men. But just peep game and lock here real quick. This right here is David Evans. This right here is Colin Finnerty. And this right here is Reed Seligman. All 3 of them played lacrosse for Duke University. In March of 2006, it was spring break. Students were on vacation. Students went back home to visit their family. Some students just chose to stay on campus. During spring break, the team captains for the lacrosse team, they had a terrible idea. They decided, let's go invite people who don't wear a lot of clothes and slide down poles. And let's have them perform for our players. So they invited 2 people who slide down a pole to the house. One of the 2 girls is this woman right here. Her name is Crystal Magnum. When she was at the lacrosse house, she had too much to drink and she had some other things in her system. So she ended up passing out in the house. So her other friend who likes to slide down a pole, she called 911 because Crystal Magnum here was passed out. When Crystal Magnum woke up, she was in the hospital. One of the first things that the nurse asked her was, were you assaulted last night? Crystal Magnum understood how the situation worked, and she decided to use it to her benefit. That day, she said she was assaulted at this house. After the allegations were made public, there was a mob mentality on Duke's campus. People were quick to say that the lacrosse players were assaulters. In April of 2006, not even a month later, 88 faculty took out an ad in the school's newspaper, and in the school paper, they said that something happened to Crystal Magnum. They stood by Crystal and believed her story. Soon after this, there was a protest outside the captain's house, the same house that the events took place, and people were asking for the castration of the lacrosse players. But quickly her story started to fall apart. When Crystal Magnum was describing the people that assaulted her, the description she gave matched not one player on the team. But even worse, she looked at photos from everybody on the team and she was only able to identify one person that was there. The one person that she was certain assaulted her wasn't even in the county the night it happened. He had an alibi, so police started to suspect that maybe she wasn't telling the truth. But the damage was already done. She blamed these 3 men. The story made national headlines. It became more than just an assault. It became a story on white versus black. And Crystal Magnum used this to her advantage. She understood that America was becoming more progressive. So she made herself the victim of a hate crime. She made herself the victim of an assault that looked racially motivated. But also, Crystal Magnum had help. This right here is Mike Nifong, and he was the district attorney at the time. He withheld evidence that would have exonerated the 3 men. When this came to light, he was actually jailed for it. Eventually the case was dropped, but these 3 already lost their lives. For the rest of their lives, their name was attached to being an assaulter. But after Crystal Magnum loses the case, she doubles down on it. She comes out with a book and says the 3 men still assaulted her, but she also says that she was assaulted 2 other times in her life. Fast forward to the year 2013, she was charged with the 2nd degree of her boyfriend. She took a man's life and she's been in jail ever since. While in jail, today she gave an interview. During this interview, she said the 3 men never assaulted her. She said she made it up and she's asking for the 3 men's forgiveness. Let me know what you guys think about this. Should they forgive her? She not only ruined their lives, she also ruined the credibility of real victims.